Hi guys and girls, hope you guys are having a great week. So as you all know, the Shadow of War is coming out next week on October the 10th and is a direct sequel to 2014's Shadow of Mordor. So an understanding of the events of the first game are pretty important to get a full appreciation for the characters and the events set to happen in the sequel. The aim of this video is to get you caught up on the events of the first game so that you can go into the sequel feeling pretty confident and comfortable with the main characters and their experiences so far. So let's get started. The Shadow of Mordor takes place in the 60-year gap between the events of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. The events of the game start with Talion, a ranger captain who is part of a Gondor garrison stationed at the Black Gate. While Talion is training with his son, the garrison is attacked by Sauron's Uruk forces led by three black Númenórean captains, the Hammer of Sauron, the Tower of Sauron, and their leader, the Black Hand of Sauron. After trying to escape with his family by stealthily killing the attackers, Talion, his wife Ioreth, and his son Derhael are ultimately captured, and Talion's son and wife brutally killed in front of him, before Talion himself is ritually sacrificed by the Black Hand in an attempt to summon the wraith of the elf lord Celebrimbor. However, Celebrimbor, who suffers from amnesia at this state due to his status as a wraith, instead ends up merging with Talion, saving him from death. Talion, like Celebrimbor, is cursed, banished from death, and prevented from reuniting with his family. We later learn that it is the loss of their family that bonds the two main characters together. The two of them set out to uncover Celebrimbor's identity to avenge the death of Talion's family and break the curse that binds them. Over the course of their travels, Talion and Celebrimbor discover their newfound powers by killing orcs that cross their path and have multiple encounters with Gollum, who has the ability to see and speak with Celebrimbor due to his prior contact with the One Ring. Hoping that Celebrimbor will lead him to the One Ring, Gollum leads Celebrimbor to relics of his past, each of which restores parts of his lost memories. During the course of the game, with each relic found, Celebrimbor gradually recalls how he was deceived by Sauron, in his guise as Annatar, the Lord of Gifts, into forging the Rings of Power. Celebrimbor ultimately assisted Sauron in forging the One Ring, but was able to steal it from him and use its power to raise an army of orcs to fight Sauron. Upon nearly defeating Sauron, the ring ultimately betrayed Celebrimbor and returned to its master. Sauron then punished Celebrimbor by executing his wife and daughter in front of him, much like Talion, before killing Celebrimbor savagely with his own forging hammer. In his search for the Black Hand, Talion allies himself with Hagen, a ranger deserter who knew Talion before his death, who leads a community of Gondor outcasts who have settled in Mordor, and Ratbag the Coward, an orc who offers to bring Talion closer to the Black Hand in exchange for his assistance in ascending the orc military hierarchy. Talion helps Ratbag ascend the ranks to the level of war chief by killing each of his immediate superiors so Ratbag can take their position, while also assisting Hagen in saving outcasts who have been enslaved by Sauron's forces, including Hagen's wife, Erin. Talion ultimately leads the outcasts in destroying a monument to Sauron, a public act of defiance intended to draw out the Black Hand. The Hammer of Sauron is sent instead. He executes Ratbag, battles Talion, and after a brutal fight is ultimately killed by the ranger. Talion is then sought out by the warrior Lithariel, the daughter of Queen Marwen, who claims to be able to assist Celebrimbor with his mission. Marwen is the ruler of Nirn, a kingdom of sea raiders located in the south of Mordor. She uses prophetic powers to guide Talion and Celebrimbor to another of Celebrimbor's relics. Later on, she advises them to use Celebrimbor's powers to take control of an army of orcs and use them to lead an assault against Sauron. Talion realizes that Marwen is being possessed by the wizard Saruman and assists Lithariel in freeing her from his control. He helps Lithariel recover medicine for her mother and rescues her after she is captured by the Black Hand and his orc lieutenants. It is clear that Talion cares deeply for Lithariel, as she reminds him of his beloved Yorith, but when asked to go with her and her mother and flee Mordor, he cannot, citing his mission to gain revenge for the death of his family by killing the Black Hand. As Celebrimbor regains his memories, his wraith-like abilities become more powerful, and Talion uses these newfound powers to recruit orcs to his cause. He targets each of the Black Hand's warlords, facing each in battle and dominating each in turn. Also, in an effort to hone his skills as a hunter, Talion befriends a dwarf by the name of Torvin, who teaches him to hunt and dominate Caragors and Graugs. Talion gains Torvin's friendship and respect after he helps the dwarf hunt and kill a great white Graug responsible for killing Torvin's partner. With these new powers and with his growing strength and confidence, Talion decides to carry out Saruman's plan and leads his army of mind-controlled orcs in an assault against the Black Hand stronghold at Ered Glamhoth. Instead of the Black Hand, Talion finds the Tower of Sauron waiting for him. After playing a bit of cat and mouse, the two battle each other, with Talion emerging the victor. Talion finally travels to the Black Gate for a final confrontation with the Black Hand. However, the Black Hand incapacitates him with a spell that also restores the last of Celebrimbor's memories, then kills himself as part of a ritual that pulls Celebrimbor from Talion's body and forces him to merge with the Black Hand. This allows Sauron to possess the Black Hand's body and incarnate in physical form. Celebrimbor is ultimately able to briefly paralyze Sauron from within, allowing Talion to destroy his physical form. With the Black Hand dead, Celebrimbor wishes to pass over and to depart for Valinor to be reunited with his family, but Talion convinces him to stay and attempt to overthrow Sauron. Gazing at Mount Doom, Talion declares his intention to forge a new ring of power, and this is where we begin at the beginning of Shadow of War. So there you have it. That is a brief overview of the main events in the Shadow of Mordor. Hope you found this video informative and interesting. If you did, please leave a like, comment or subscribe, and hit that bell if you would like updates on all future content. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. Take care, guys and girls, and I will see you guys again next in Shadow of War.